Just bought a Drift Innovation Ghost. Had a bit of a problem getting it charged. Charging it for a day and it was only showing 1 bar on the charge light, and now again it's gone down to 1 bar. And then I decided to go for a swim here. Here is the estuary out there behind me, and I knew that I could swim for 30 minutes, and I tried to screw on this thumb wheel. See this? But it became detached, partly because the thumb wheel is very, very small in diameter and made of an alloy rather than steel, the spindle of the thumb wheel. Partly because I'm a klutz and tightened it too much, and also partly because, I won't be able to show you this, but partly because the rear case, the bolt of the rear case appears to be a little too long, so that even in its over-tightened position, there's a gap between the rear case and the standard rear case and the camera, so that I can close the gap by sort of squeezing the rear case on. So as I was tightening up, I could see that it was gradually, the gap was closing and that I still had some gap to go. So you know, wanting to get a good seal, I tightened, and it just came off. And it still isn't sealed, so I'm not really sure that I should get out there in the water. I think I'll walk down to the water, because there's a bit of a gap still. You know, I've got about a millimetre of gap that I can close by pressing. You know, I'm not sure if it's sealed or not. If I can press it further in, then that sort of suggests to me that I shouldn't be very confident with it. But since I can't open the rear case anymore, and the spindle's only 3 millimeters in diameter, I don't know, I guess this is the first and last use, is it? British engineering. It's a brilliant idea, it's a brilliant idea. I used to be a British engineer, and they told us that British engineers always aim for Rolls Royces, they always aim too high, and they didn't get their quality control right, whereas the Japanese didn't have the innovation, drift innovation, yes. They didn't have the innovation sometimes, and they tended to copy us British, we were told, but they get their quality control right. Yeah, wise words indeed. And it is a brilliant idea, the whole camera, the rotating lens thing. I can sort of rotate the lens like that, and it being waterproof out of the box, or waterproof in theory out of the box. Yeah. Not only has it got a problem with charging, I mean, you know, I don't know what's going on here. It's I haven't used it this morning. It should be at a video for 3.5 hours. I fiddled with it a little bit, but no way 3.5 hours, and it's now gone down to 1 bar again. So there's a little bit of a problem with the battery. And that thumb wheel, yeah. The spindle needs to be thicker, and the bolt certainly shouldn't be too long. But when you tighten up, you want to be able to get the case on tight, you know, with no gap between the case and the camera. And it will lead people to believe that they need to tighten further if there is still a gap at the most tightened position. It's not entirely because I'm a klutz. But isn't it nice? I would have liked to get out there. Yay! Here's the estuary. I may be able to get it. Apparently you can Wi-Fi the video out, so maybe I'll be able to get this video out. But I don't think I'm going to get in the water with a camera. Is there any point? I mean, you know, what am I going to do with this camera? I can't even get the video out, so oh, I don't know. Perhaps I should just go for a swim with it and let it sort of submerge. Yeah. I'll just go for a... I don't know what to do. Put the video camera down here.